Hello, everybody. Welcome along. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Afternoon Rabble. My name's Martin. I'm your host, and today I am joined by Bryan. Bryan, mate, how are you?
Yes, very good, very good. Is your microphone okay? I'm not hearing you very good.
I think
That's
so.
better. That's
Oh,
better.
is that better?
That's
But
better,
it's,
yeah.
it's any consolation. I'm freezing, like absolutely freezing.
Yeah, I'm afraid autumn is fairly gone, isn't it? We're into the full winter mode now, so
Oh,
yeah, it's freezing. It's not great up here either, so I think it's a carpet coldness over Scotland.
oh, jeez, I'm actually shivering, and the only problem is that I've got a nudie, but don't know if I'd get away with putting it on. Members show I could probably get away with putting the on, but I don't know if I can get away with putting it on here.
No.
So we haven't done a afternoon rabble for a couple of days, for reasons being um, that there hasn't really been much to talk about, right? But if anybody in the comments has got something they want us to talk about, then please do get your comment in, and we'll discuss it, whatever that may be, anything Rangers related at all. There is something to talk about today, though, Bryan, and that is that it has been reported. Uh, Sorry, I'm absolutely freezing. It's been reported that Sir William Collum, um, his verdict on the Austin Trusty situation, tackle, etc., is that yeah, it was fine. It was all right. The right decision was made, Bryan.
I mean, where do you even start with this? This is the problem now we've got. We've got a head of referee who constantly goes on his show once a month to apologise to teams all the time. Not just a one off. He does it every month where one team or another is getting a raw deal off a referee or a VAR, and we're constantly having apologies and just admitting things are wrong. Oh, things will get better. We'll strive to be better. And then you get this incident where a player has doesn't matter the force. He's kicked out goalkeeper in the head. Now, according to IFAB rules, doesn't matter how bad the force is. If there's been an attempt to kick a goalkeeper in the head, it's dangerous play. Dangerous play leads to a red card. Now, for me, we're now in a realm of they're making up rules as they go along. Where they're just doing things to not upset certain teams or certain people, and that's a dangerous path to go down. And I'm afraid I feel now we're in the realms they're just making things up as they go along. They're not actually applying the rules as they should do.
I mean, it was discussed. We discussed this on the morning rabble as well. About it's if and you know it would still be a red card for me, right? But and we discussed this at the time as well, Bryan. If he's ran through and he's tried to get the ball and he's followed through and he's kicked Butland in the head, right? Then you can have a discussion about well, he's going for the ball, the goalkeeper's on
Mm-hmm.
the floor, etc., etc., etc. But what Wally Collins effectively said, Bryan, is it's okay to kick somebody in the head. It's okay to choose to change your body position after the ball's gone and it's in possession of another player and just straight out kick them in the head. That's okay now, Bryan.
Apparently so, yes. That's what the interpretation from what Mr. Collum has said. And as I said before, that is a dangerous precedent. So yeah, we're now into the realms of just making things up as they go along. I've said it for a while. There's been numerous decisions that have went against Rangers, against Celtic, where other teams and other situations have happened exactly the same, but the rules haven't been applied the same as when it's been Rangers. So I just feel now we're in a seriously dangerous territory now where the not only the referees not applying the rules of football, but the VAR are ignoring the rules of football now, and you can't just pick and choose when you apply rules. The rules are the rules. So it's I think Willie Combs laid himself wide open now, and if another goalkeeper gets kicked in the head, I'm afraid, well, you just have to say, oh well, that's a shame, yellow card, move on, because that's what happened to us. So I feel sorry for the goalkeepers. I mean, this is their safety is in danger now. They've got to think twice about, well, if I go in for a ball and I get a boot in the head, doesn't matter, does it? Simple as that.
Pretty much. What's Rangers' response got to be to this, Brian?
They've got to go full tilt now. The Rangers have got to take Willie Collum the task now. There's no way a head of referee can get away with saying a kick to the head to a goalkeeper is perfectly okay. They've got to do something now. There's no way we can stay silent and leave this just to mosey on and we go into the next game week of fixtures. They've got to do something now. You can't have a head of referee turn around saying that incident is perfectly acceptable. You just can't. So I'm afraid that whoever it is, Patrick Stewart, the chairman, vice chairman, anybody at the club, somebody has got to now come out and say, no, we're not having this. That's not acceptable.
Yeah, that's exactly what's got to happen. So it will be interesting to see Rangers' response to this, whatever they come out and say, Brian. But it's just not a good look, mate. It's not a good look for the Scottish game. We've got a bad reputation in Scotland as it is for the game being overly physical, overly aggressive, blah blah blah, and which I actually don't think is all that true. To be brutally honest, I don't think the Scottish game is ridiculously over physical.
No.
But then you get stuff like this coming out when the head of referee can't just come out and go, "We got that wrong. We got that wrong." But like you said, Brian, the reason for that is because, and this isn't just me going, "Oh well, it's because it happened to Rangers or poor Rangers." The standard of refereeing in Scotland in general, Brian, is horrific. The mistakes that are getting made, not just by referees on the park, but by referees who then sit and look at VAR and sometimes take them 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes to make decisions. The decisions that are getting made in Scotland, Brian, are horrendous.
Yeah, and the thing is, nothing surprises you now. I mean, you think you've seen it all, and then you see something like that happened at Hampden, and you're like, well, there's not much else that I haven't seen that could happen now. Everything's fair game now. Next we'll be seeing kung fu kicks, and they'll be okay. You know what I mean? Where's the line? This is my worry now. Where's the line that an official or VAR finds unacceptable? This is where you've got to tread very carefully as an official. You've got to apply the rules as you see them, not as what you see, not what you think you see. Apply what you see. It says clearly in the IFAB. I showed you the rule just before we came on. Mm-hmm. It clearly says in the IFAB rule that a kick to the head of a goalkeeper is deemed dangerous play, and dangerous play is regarded as a red card. It says there in the IFAB rules. I took 2 seconds to look that up. Why can't the VAR officials apply that? I mean, I'm not necessarily blaming the referee instantly, because they get a split second to see things. But my issue is that VAR have got ample time to look at that and apply the rules as seen. Now the referee, for me, what should have happened is the referee should have booked him and turned around, or called a foul and says, "Look, I think this has happened, and can you show me, otherwise?" Like they do in rugby. I think this has happened. I think this is the offence that's happened. Can you back me up or prove me wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And then apply it that way. I just feel that the way VAR and football is run is ridiculous. It's almost as though VAR control the game rather than the referee controls the game. I've said for a while that the way rugby have it is brilliant. The referee controls the game, and when he needs a hand, he calls the TMO and asks them, I think this, is there any reason why I can't do this? And they discuss it, and the TMO backs the referee up. And then the final decision is given to the referee, not the TMO. So until that's sorted out, I just don't think VAR is ever going to succeed.
No, it isn't. It really isn't. It's a disgrace, really, the standard of refereeing that we have in our country, and it's been poor for a while, and it just seems to be getting worse. In other Rangers news, Brian, according to Albania head coach Silvino, Nadim Bayrami is dissatisfied with his current role at Ibrox. Has Bayrami got anybody to blame bar himself for his current role at Ibrox, Brian?
He has and he hasn't. I think he's another one of these guys that was in the team, out of the team. He was never a settled player. When Clement played him, I think it was Clement when he played him against Celtic, and he marked McGregor out of the game. He played really well that day, and then you think to yourself, right, you can do that. But it's just, it's a difficult one, this Bajrami, because I quite like the player. I really do. I've always thought he's a player that's worth playing more than what he's getting. And I think when Russell Martin was the manager, I think you could argue that he didn't play very much, and what was in front of him was doing very poorly. So I think there's an argument to say that he should have been given a chance quicker than what he had been under the previous manager. But I think at the same time, it's a baffling one, this one, because when he goes away to play for Albania, he plays really well. You kind of just hope now that Role either finds a role for him or he moves on, because you can't have an international player just sitting on the bench and not playing. It's not good for him. It's not good for us. We're shelling out a lot of money a week for him. So if that situation doesn't change, as I would imagine, January I envisage January being very busy. I really do. I think Danny Rowe will already have a good idea of who he wants to keep and who he doesn't, and January will be busy.
The problem with January though is that if we want to get rid of players, especially players who aren't featuring, it's going to be a lot more difficult than the summer window, Brian, to get clubs to take them. It might be a case that we've got a lot of loans going out in January. Is Bayrami a hard done by for you in terms of? I mean, there's a few comments coming in saying that he had there's Big Phil there. Bayrami had a good couple of games, and then he just simply hasn't featured. Is he unfortunate not to have featured? Or is there players in his position doing better than him? If you want to have a conversation about Bayrami or Asgard, Bayrami or Cameron or Asgard, is he unfortunate?
Well, I think he offers more than Asgard does. I think Asgard's just, on the face of it, Asgard appears very lackadaisical and very lazy. He just sort of moseys around. He doesn't seem to. The effort just doesn't seem to be the Asgard. And maybe being a bit harsh. It's maybe just the way he, that's his style. I don't know, but I would like to think that Bajrami's has performed better for Rangers than Asgard has. And as somebody says, he plays a couple of good games and then you don't see him. So that's the baffling thing. If somebody's playing well for you, you keep them in there. Yeah, at the very worst, you drop them to the bench. But just to absolutely scud them out of the squad is ridiculous. So yeah, it's a difficult one because he has played well for us, but at the same time, he's not performed. So it's a bit of a mixed bag for me. He's a talented player.
Yeah. Something else that's come up in conversation as well is about what can Rangers do now this season. Obviously, look, Danny Rose came in. I think he's had a pretty decent start, especially in terms of league.
Mm-hmm.
For him. Bryan, he's won all 3 games in the league that he's played. Europe, we had multiple man on the morning show saying that he still believes there's an opportunity for us in Europe. I would find that very, very difficult now, to be honest, considering the fixtures that we've got left. But if we manage to turn it around, then I will multiple man slippers and a box of cornflakes. So,
I think.
But in terms, sorry, Bryan, just in terms of like what's left for us this season, it's only 5 points behind a very, very underperforming Celtic team, Bryan, who need to reinvest in January along with ourselves. So, is it simply a case of who has the better January?
It could be. I think you're, to be perfectly honest, I think your slippers and your cornflakes are fine. I don't think you're going to owe multiple man much because Ferencváros have went away to Salzburg and won. They've had a couple of good results, beat Genk away from home. So that's two teams that have turned us over.
Yeah.
So, and then we've got Braga at home and Porto away. I mean, Porto away is just going to be, wow, that could be a lot. That could be a fair scudding. So even with the teams that we're facing at home, Ludogorets and Ferencváros, I'm not entirely convinced we're going to get much out of them. So, no, I think I'm not really thinking the European campaign is going to go very much further than this group stage. So it's all for me. It's all the league now. It's all about winning all our games up until at least till Christmas. We've got Livingston at home, Falkirk at home, Dundee United away, Kilmarnock away, Hibs at home, Hearts certainly up to I would say that Hibs game. We should be winning all of them, and then we've obviously got Hearts away, which is going to be a seriously tough one because they're top of the league. So and then the new year. I mean, wow, we've got Celtic and then Aberdeen back to back, home and away. I mean, that's an unreal start to the new year, isn't it? So it's I would say apart from that Hearts game, I would like to think that we should win most of them, or all of them. Sorry, I'd like to win all of them, and then obviously the Hearts game sticks out. That'll be a difficult one.
Should doesn't always mean will.
No.
Unfortunately, Bryan. But I'm in total agreement with you, mate. I do think it does depend on what we do before the January window, about what this Rangers team does before the January window. The one thing I would say is I think that Danny Rule has came in, and especially, like I say, in the league anyway, has given us reason, I think, to be optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with no League Cup final now, we can concentrate in the league. The Scottish Cup doesn't sort of kick off for a while yet, so we're fairly league heavy, for the next wee while. I mean, okay, we've got the Braga and we've got Ferencváros before New Year. That's the only two European games we've got. The rest are just league. So then we're on to once a week stuff. So we can kind of with the odd sort of midweek fixture thrown in because it's Christmas and that. So yeah, for me we've got to get to January still within touch and distance. We've got to get within touch and distance of, because Hearts. What are Hearts ahead of us by now?
Was it 11?
12. So if we can get that down to single figures, I would say by well inside single figures, because I think Hearts will struggle as far as injuries and suspensions and stuff like that. That'll take a toll on any team. So it's if we can get within, as I say, touch and distance. We've got a game in hand actually, so it's down to 9. We've got a game in hand against Hearts, so that's 9 points potentially. So yeah, if we can get that within touch and distance of New Year, then it's all about who operates better in January. Is it Hearts, Celtic, or us? So January's massive, and as I say, it's going to be an interesting one because the major finals in the summer, isn't it? So that's another thing where I think Bajrami's got to be careful of, and if he wants to get in that World Cup squad for Euros, is it World Cup? World Cup. If he wants to get in that Albania World Cup squad, then he's got to move. Simple as that. There's no sort of options. If Danny Rule doesn't see a role for him at Rangers, then he's got to move on if he wants to get in that squad, because the Albanian managers said as much. So, and there'll be a few players feeling like that. This January could actually be probably more easy to deal with than most, because international players are desperate to play because they want to get into their squads. So you might see this window actually being a bit more easier to deal with than not.
Well, I mean, that's actually a fair point. Hopefully, as the question. Where it will still probably be difficult, Bryan, is if we look at players like Kieran Dowell, if we look at players like Rabbi Matondo, obviously out of contract, both of them in the summer. And obviously the ideal scenario would be that we find clubs to loan them out to for the last 4 months of the season, and they pick up their wage, in which case they are then officially off the wage bill, Brian.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I calculated that it was roughly with all the players who are leaving at the end of the season. I think you're
100k.
you what?
Did you say 100k was roughly the sort of figure?
I think if you look at all the players who are leaving at the end of the season, with their contracts are up, it's a roughly about 100,000 a week.
Yeah.
That's leaving. But Matondo and Dowell in particular, because obviously Suter will feature for the rest of the season before he leaves. If we can find somebody, Brian, to pick up the wages of Matondo and Dowell, it's a start.
Who on earth? No, there's again. That would be a nice scenario, but I cannot see anybody forking out 26 grand a week for Matondo. I just don't. I mean, we're galling at it, and we've got him. So you know what I mean. There's not much chance of a new club going to look at him and go, "Oh yes, he will give you that," unless he goes to Saudi or somewhere like that. So
Even if you get a team to pick up half his wages, Brian.
Half would be great, but I just don't. It's going to be a difficult one. That is the only one that I don't see really happening. I mean, Matondo's not going to move till the summer, is he? Let's be honest. He's on 26,000 a week. He's just going to pick up that wage, and thanks very much.
Yeah, that is. And Scott's asking, is Matondo fit yet? Does it even matter if he's fit or he's not fit? Brian, he's not going to play, is he?
No, I know. It's just there's just no way. I mean, we haven't even seen him, have we? He's not even been in. Has he been in training? I don't even know the status of him. That's how much knowledge we have of him. We haven't even seen him in any of the training videos. So
no,
don't even know if he's near fit or nowhere near fit. Yeah, it's mental stuff.
Maybe, just maybe, as AJ's saying, there might be a team in the Championship that look at him, because weirder things have happened. And he's done well down in English Championship before, so you just never know. And Multiple Man, maybe he might want to get into the Wales team. I don't know. I don't know if he'll still get into the Wales team anyway. I don't know how it works with Wales. And I mean, with Scotland, there's certain players that even if you don't play, you still get in the squad. So I don't know how. I really don't know how it works with Wales. Brian, before we go, a couple of days ago, I done a show on Nico Raskin. So I just want to get your opinion on it. The links that he could possibly be leaving in January. 2 unnamed Serie A teams have apparently shown interest. There is some quieter interest from the Bundesliga, and there was obviously a few teams in England sniffing about during the summer. Out of contract in 2027. We're really losing transfer windows where we could make a good bit of money on them. The rumours are Rangers want 18 to 20 million for him. What would you do with the Nico Raskin situation this January?
I think if he doesn't sign in January, then if it's clear to Rangers that he's not going to sign in January, I think they've got to make him available for transfer. We cannot afford to lose a guy again for nothing. We've been here and done that before. It's a sore one because we all love Nico Raskin when he plays. We all like how his tenacity and his his form towards last season was tremendous. I think everybody suffered under the previous manager, so I'm not going to sort of throw anybody on the bus for the first few games. But no, I'm afraid if he doesn't sign in January, I think we've got to look on to move him on, because even if it is only 10, 12, we can do a bit with that. We can get a bit with that.
We'll get another Chimity.
Great, magic. Another guy that can barely score. So, but no, we've got, at the end of the day, we've got to look after our own selves. We've got to get the transfer. We've got to get the player trading model going, and signing him for free and selling him for 10, say, even if it's 10, that's a decent profit.
Do you think with a year and a half to go, do you think Rangers are pie in the sky thinking they think they're going to get 20 million for him.
Now we are, yeah. I think now we are. I mean, the only chance we actually have is if he plays it for Belgium in the World Cup and has a stormer there, and he's still our player. That's the only
Yeah.
chance we've got. And then teams will look at him and think, right, we'll shell out money for him. Then that's the only chance. I think that's our last absolute chance, last chance saloon is Raskin having a really good World Cup, and then teams look at him and think, oh, he's in Scotland. We'll get him for, we might not have to pay over the odds for him. So that's our only that'll definitely be last chance saloon, I would say, if he doesn't go in January.
And let's see if anybody else leaves on loan in January. I don't know. I'm thinking a striker that cost 8.5 million. If he goes out on loan in January, by the way, then Farewell needs to be sacked straight away. Straight away
Yeah.
if that happens. There's no
You've
ifs,
just took the
no
word.
buts, no maybes. No
Yeah,
ifs, no
you've just
buts, no
took the
maybes,
words.
Brian.
Yeah, you've just took the words out of my mouth. If Rangers allow him to go out on loan in January after shelling out 8 million with future fees of 10 million, then I'm afraid that's negligence. That is just terrible. There's no way that should happen. I'm sorry. So that for me is sackable. Absolutely. I think you're totally correct. It'll be P45 stuff for Thelwell if that happens. It's actually unthinkable for us to sign a guy for that much and then 6 months later put him out on loan. I find that extraordinary.
Yeah. Shona's. Oh, Shona, what are you doing to me here? Would you give Tav another year? I would. No. Listen, he's probably been up there, Brian, as one of your best players this season, which I think is more a damning indictment on the recruitment job that was done in the summer by Thelwell. And we'll see what Thelwell and Sons do in January. And like I say, with Tav, I think Tav's been a phenomenal player for us. I really do. I think he's been criminally underrated by the Rangers support. I think he's been lambasted unfairly at times, very, very unfairly, just because of how unsuccessful this Rangers team's been, and especially with him being captain. But I think when you look at his performances over the years, and you look at his goal return, and you look at everything he's done for the football club, I think he's been phenomenal. But he's past it, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying for a good while now that Tav's been struggling. Pace wise, any form of quick defender on the wing, we're worried about him now because we know he's going to get done for pace. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of poetic. It's his testimonial this year, isn't it? So that would be a nice way for him to go out, wouldn't it? Just thanks very much. At the end of the day, you've done us a tremendous service, scored us a barrel load of goals. But thank you very much, and move on and leave it at that. And keep I would like to think that then we would have some goodwill. I don't want him to hang around like McGregor. And remember McGregor, he started to hang around, and you're like, look, you should have retired long ago. I don't want that situation for Tav because he has been a good player for us. I would like to, I'd like to see him go out and when his contract's up and just say thank you very much for your service and move on. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I don't want him to hang around like McGregor did. That's just not good for him or us.
No, it's not. And we need to start moving forward. Right, folks, tonight at 7 p.m, Ash and Stuart are back. Well, I say are back with the Rabble Report. This is the first one that they two have done together. And it will be based mostly on, there'll be a lot of Rangers chat in there as well. Transfer speculation, no doubt the Willie Collum thing will come up as well. But they're going to do a wee deep dive into Rangers supporters and their relationship with the Scottish national team. They're going to be delving in on that tonight at 7 p.m. for CEO Plus members. So if you're not already a part of the Rabble Network, as we race towards 600 members, by the way, then click the links in the description, either YouTube or Patreon, whatever one tickles your fancy, whatever one you prefer, and help support independent Rangers media and get access to hunters at extra shows every week. loads of them. Even the weekends, you get hundreds of extra shows as well. And also, if I could just ask everybody, but just before you jump off and run away, if you could leave a like and make sure that you're subscribed as well. That really does help the channel out as we run towards 17,000 subscribers as well. So that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Bryan, well, I tell you what I'm going to do now.
You're going to go make your lunch.
No.
Coffee?
No, I'll be doing that when I come home. I'll tell you how it goes with me and clothes, Bryan, right? I get joggies and a few t-shirts for my birthday, and I get joggies and a few t-shirts for Christmas, right? And I don't usually bin clothes. You know how some people get quite fussy with clothes, and after a certain length of time they bin them and they go and buy new clothes. Well, I don't really. So I've got like a cupboard full of t-shirts that I've had for years and years and years. And I don't like tooting my own horn, but I've lost a wee bit of weight, Bryan, right?
Right.
So my t-shirts and my joggies are too big for me now. So I'm going to Primark to get myself 2 pair of joggies and 2 or 3 pair of t-shirts.
Were you the guy that started the trend of the tears and jeans and the tears and joggies and stuff like that? Were you the guy that set that?
No, I've never cared how I look. I mean, look at me, I'm wearing an hoodie on a show. You know what I mean? I've never cared how I looked. But I'm going to buy, and I'm going to do it on my own, Bryan. I'm going to buy clothes on my own, which I haven't done for 15 years, 20 years.
That's quite dangerous. If Lisa's not in your company, I'd like to think you'd have her there just as a backup.
She doesn't even know.
You could be. See, if we don't see Martin after tonight, folks, you'll know why.
Do I know what happened to me the first time I walked into Primark myself? This is how long ago it was. I walked into Primark myself because I needed a t-shirt or something like that. And I looked at the prices and I got pure excited. And I was walking about all the t-shirts going, that t-shirt's £3. Like, oh, give me 5 of them. Oh, I was so excited. So excited. So I'm kind of hoping it's still the same, to be honest.
Normally the analogies are like a kid in a sweetie shop, but it's Martin and Primark's the sort of analogy.
I couldn't believe the excitement. I was so happy. So I'm going down to Primark, a couple of pair of joggies, few t-shirts, Bob's your uncle. So there we go.
All I'll say is good luck, and if, as I say, I hope Lisa approves when you come home with your new clothes.
Yeah. Yes, well, yeah. It might be the last time everybody.
Maybe
the last time everybody sees me, to be fair.
Well, it might be the last time you're allowed out on your own at the shops as well.
Well, this is true. Well, I've not done it for a long time, and there's a reason for that, you know. Peter's saying you're on a very successful Rangers podcast, so you've got something about you anyway. Do I? I'll tell you what I have got about me: a very punchable face, apparently. I would say that's probably true. Tryan, I can't even read that out. That's disgusting. By the way, did I tell you that Tryan bought the slippers, Bryan?
Yes, I did witness his profile picture, although I think it's changed now.
Because no, I don't think it has. I can't bring up his comment, but I don't think it has. But just in case anybody's wondering, it's these slippers here, right? Hold on.
Have you bought slippers recently? I've never heard this.
Right, honestly, right, £3.99, right, £3.99 out of B&M. They cling to your foot. They wrap round. They're thin. They've got wee grips as well, so you don't slip on laminate. Oh,
you should just change your name to Martin Trotter.
Oh, unbelievable, by the way. I would advise anybody to go and get them.
Martin Delboy.
Unbelievable. And yes, I was at the gym last night, Paul, and I'm a little bit sore today as well. But anybody, I would advise you to go and get those slippers. Man, woman, whatever. They've got sizes that suit all. Great slippers. Anyway, Bryan, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Looking forward to my wee trip to Primark. I'll video call you when I get there, Brian. Right? I'll go look at this, look at this.
Oh God, I've got that to look forward to, folks.
Yes. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for all your support as well that you give us. Is massively, massively appreciated. We are back, like I say, tonight at 7 for CEO Plus members for our Rabble reports, and then we've got a full day of programming tomorrow as well. So thank you everybody, and we shall speak very, very soon.